I really excited for this basketball team. We wanted to come out with high energy and play hard. And probably the first 2 quarters kind of settled. Thought South Carolina controlled the tempo. After the half, we attacked and just ramped up our defense, and just, you know, South Carolina's a great basketball team, and we had to be clicking on all cylinders, and I was really proud of our team, and excited for these seniors who meant a lot to this basketball program to leave on a really high note.
Questions for Coach? Let's start with Will and then Steve.
Entering the second half, you guys were just 8 of 30 from the field, yet you were still down by just 4 points, I believe, 4 or 5. And do you think that was more a product of your press defense, or was it just kind of South Carolina's inability to execute as well?
Well, probably a combination of both. We talked about at halftime that we're not shooting the ball very well when we were only down by 5 or whatever we were down by. So we made some adjustments and pretty simple, attack the basket. And that's what we did, and our defense got going, and our players love the press. I don't have to beg them to press. So they attacked it. You look at Jamie Nord's stats, and you think, but her presence on the front of that press is just awesome. And so she caused a lot of that momentum to turn our way just by her presence on the ball.
Steve and then Dan.
At what point did y'all notice that Asia wasn't going to be playing today, and just how did that kind of impact whether your game plan or just the way the team entered the game that game?
Warm up. It didn't, you know, we stuck with the same game plan, so, you know, look, Asia Wilson's a great player, but she's not here, and we got to move on. We don't. We've had kids miss and sit out and for injuries or whatever, and that's part of it. So South Carolina's very capable of winning a basketball game, I think, without Asia Wilson. So
Dan and then John.
How big was it there at the start of the second half? I think you got a couple of baskets.
Yeah.
And then were able to sort of set your defense. Was it big to get those baskets? Because if you don't get them, then you can't set that thing up.
Absolutely. We knew we were going to go to Mercedes right at the beginning of the third quarter, set up a play for her. Went into her, she scored, and then it kind of just, we pressed, and I can't remember when we get steals and attack but we started attacking the basket. Vina Westbrook was flying through the lane attacking the basket. Either she scored or got fouled. And that's what we needed to set the tone. And then it kind of, Renaya did it, and then Mimi did it. So, you know, Renaya had just a great game. She's just so solid right now. But she does things to get her easy looks, and she gets position on the, had 10 rebounds, 5 on offensive boards, which allowed her to score points.
Holly, the way the bracket's set up, if you beat Auburn, you could end up playing South Carolina again, and the possibility that you might, if AJ Wilson is still out, the possibility you could play him 3 times and not have to face Asia Wilson. Be
well, that's
pretty
fine
fortunate.
with me. I hope we get to play them, and that's fine with me. You know, Auburn's who we're looking at. We've at times struggled with Auburn. They press, we press, so. It could be an up and down fun game to watch, or it could be just 2 teams struggling trying to get it past half court. So, you know, and then we are matched up if we get past Auburn, we are matched up against South Carolina. So, you know, it's a new game. They'll try something different. We'll try something different, just like Auburn. So, my concern is Auburn because they have a great press and a great zone, and we're going to have to beat the press and move, and can't look ahead.
Emily in the back, and then Steve.
Coach, back here.
There you go.
There you go. Just taking a look at the third quarter at Florida and the third quarter tonight,
Yeah.
I guess the positive, what does that say about your team's ability to make those adjustments? And then the negative, what's holding them back from just starting?
I don't know. I'd like to just tell the other team, let's start in the third quarter because we are coming out strong. It's something we've got to get straight because we got to start the game. We got to start the game off better. But a great sign that our offense did not affect our defense, and in the past it has. So, and I think they understand that our defense can lead to easy buckets when we get out and get after it and play hard. So, but we'll go back and look at it and see what we need to do, and they'll watch it, and we'll adjust and we'll get better.
Steve, Tyler, then Maria.
I know you don't want to look ahead, but just what does it say to the depth of the SEC that there's the potential for a quarterfinal matchup between two top 15 teams?
Yeah, again, I've said all along, this conference is tough, it's brutal. Missouri gets beat at Texas A&M. The rankings should show that Missouri should beat A&M. So it's just a hard conference. And if you don't take care of business during the year, you're going to be seeded 7th like us. We had great wins, but then we had some losses that hurt us. And so that's why we're ranked in our conference 7. So, I mean, if you want to see some great basketball, I would go down to the conference because I would anticipate it's going to be a lot of fun.
Having some of those disappointments that you've had this year, like the Notre Dame game, the Alabama game, just how welcome is it to get a win like this, really like, to be on the right side of the story, like
Sure.
come from behind, win, and just how important is that going to the SEC tournament?
Mike, you had to remind me of Notre Dame and Alabama. I appreciate that. Yeah, it is, because you watch your kids every day. You watch them practice. You know what they're capable of. You see them being competitive. And so it's disappointing when they don't do it, but it's a little bewildering at times. But yeah, this was huge for us. I'm just telling you, this was huge for us. And the Florida game, I was nervous about the Florida game. So we set the tone, and we set the tone here, and that's a sign that we're getting better, more mature, and we're understanding what we need to do. Now, again, I'd like to start it in the first quarter, but I'm just glad we get it started. So,
2 quick things. Sheridan took
Yep.
not 1 charge but 2.
love it.
And regardless of what happens in Nashville, do you think you guys have done enough to host in the early rounds of the NCAA tournament?
Well, first of all, Sheridan, we have gone 28 games and haven't even gotten close to drawing a charge. And so our whole team was excited when we finally got 1 charge. And then we got 2. And I said, whoever takes a charge, I'm taking you to dinner. And nobody would take me up on it. So Sheridan, I don't know what we're going to go eat, but she had 2. That's why we were so excited. What was your second question, Maria?
Do you think you've done enough, no matter what happens in Nashville? Do you think you've done enough to host?
Absolutely. But I'm not on the board or the committee or whatever it is. Yeah, I do. But we played the schedule. We always play a tough schedule. They always look at how you're playing towards the end, and yeah, I would think so. But again, I don't know. I'm not on the committee. I don't know anybody on the committee. I can't even text them. I don't even know who's on there. So.
Thank you. Oh,
Good?
One Ben back.
Sorry about that.
That's all good.
It was senior day, but I thought
Yep.
Renee Davis kind of was the bright spot on the team. Just how important is she to this team,
Yeah.
both offensively and defensively?
Well, let me say that, you're a senior. It's hard because you're wanting to do well, especially your last game. And our seniors needed somebody to step up, and that was Renee Davis. And she just did what she needed to do. And I told Renee, I said, Renee, Courtney Dunbar's going to start. She was going awesome. She was so positive. She goes, she should. And didn't even flinch. She was excited for Courtney, and then for her to come in and do what she did. But you're seeing the result of Renaya putting in a lot of time on her own. A lot of watching tape with Dean, a lot of just getting in the gym and getting shots up, a lot of asking questions, trying to understand the game, what we want, what she needs to do. So I can't say enough about Renaya Davis. She's a product of putting in the time, and I'm really proud of her, and she's seeing the results right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah. All right, thank you all.